Are NASCAR's glory days of driver earnings racing into the sunset? In today's deep dive, we're shifting gears to uncover the startling revelations by Kyle Larson, exposing a surprising twist in the world of motorsport earnings. Imagine a world where the dirt tracks overshadow the glitzy NASCAR circuits in terms of paychecks. Stay tuned to NASCAR ZONE as we navigate through the high-octane revelations from the Kenny Wallace Show, comparing the paychecks of today's NASCAR heroes with the legends of the past like Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon. But before we jump, hit that subscribe button. In the high-speed, adrenaline-fueled world of motorsport, the earnings of drivers have always been a topic of much fascination and speculation. Recently, Kyle Larson, a prominent figure in the racing community and a driver for Hendrick Motorsports, shed light on a surprising aspect of this subject. During a candid discussion on the Kenny Wallace Show, Larson revealed a striking disparity in earnings between the top drivers of the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series and those competing in the prestigious NASCAR Cup Series.
I bet you the top 4 drivers in the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series are making more money than a third to half of the Cup Series guys, probably half the Cup Series guys. So yeah, that's pretty crazy to think about. But yeah, everybody chooses their own route, I guess.
This statement is particularly startling considering the NASCAR Cup Series reputation as the pinnacle of stock car racing, traditionally associated with lucrative sponsorships and substantial earnings. Moreover, Larson's observations extend beyond the current state of affairs. He draws a stark comparison between today's top Cup Series drivers and the legendary figures of the sport like Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, man, I don't know everybody's deal, but I mean, you still have your top tier drivers that probably still are not making anywhere near what Jimmie Johnson or Jeff Gordon or anything like that, but you're still, I mean, I make a really good living. Like, I'm totally happy with my contract and all that, but it's still not to nearly the level, probably not close to even half of maybe what Jimmie was getting paid in his heyday. But I know I'm making way more than a good majority of the field.
Digging deeper into the ethos of the racing community, Larson pointed out a unique mindset that prevails among many drivers in the NASCAR Cup Series.
I think a lot of guys are just happy to say they're a Cup Series driver and they don't care. They just want to be there and racing on Sundays. And that just hurts the whole overall, I guess, driver side of it and trying to have leverage for some of these drivers to make more money. So
the NASCAR Cup Series, long revered as the zenith of stock car racing, traditionally attracted lucrative sponsorships, media attention, and substantial financial rewards for its drivers. However, recent revelations and discussions, notably those brought to light by Kyle Larson, indicate a shift in this financial landscape, painting a more nuanced picture of the current state of driver earnings in this prestigious series. Currently, the salary structure within the NASCAR Cup Series is not uniform, reflecting a wide spectrum of earnings among its drivers. At one end of the spectrum are the top-tier drivers, individuals who, through a combination of consistent high-level performance, marketability, and strategic partnerships, command substantial earnings. These drivers, while enjoying the fruits of lucrative contracts and endorsements, still find their earnings falling short when compared to the golden era of NASCAR legends like Jimmie Johnson and Jeff Gordon. On the other end of the spectrum are drivers who, despite showcasing remarkable talent and dedication on the track, earn significantly less. This disparity is not just a reflection of individual performance or marketability, but also indicative of broader economic trends and shifts in the sport's financial model, including changes in sponsorship dynamics, revenue sharing structures, and overall investment in the sport. Now, before we continue, kindly make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for each and every update. Jimmie Johnson, a 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, and Jeff Gordon, renowned for his remarkable achievements and charisma, were among the highest earners in the history of the sport. Their earnings, a culmination of race winnings, endorsements, and merchandise sales, were reflective of their status as the faces of NASCAR during its most prosperous times. Johnson's total race earnings alone, amounting to nearly $151 million between 2001 and 2015, underscore the financial prowess of top drivers during that period. However, the transition from this era of affluence to the current state of driver salaries in NASCAR has been marked by a notable decline. This shift is not merely a matter of numbers, but it is emblematic of deeper changes within the sport and its surrounding ecosystem. Several factors contribute to this transformation. Evolving sponsorship models. The early 2000s were a time of abundant sponsorship deals, with companies vying to associate their brands with leading NASCAR drivers. Over time, the landscape of corporate sponsorship has changed, with companies becoming more strategic and selective in their investments, leading to a redistribution of sponsorship funds. Advancements in car technology and safety have led to a more level playing field, where the emphasis on the driver's skill is complemented by the performance of their car. The shift potentially affects the star power of individual drivers, impacting their marketability and earnings. The way fans consume sports content has also dramatically evolved, with digital media taking center stage. The change has influenced the distribution of broadcast revenue and the overall financial structure of the sport. External economic factors, including recessions and shifts in consumer behavior, have an indirect yet profound impact on the sport's revenue streams, affecting everything from ticket sales to merchandise. The declining trend in the NASCAR Cup Series drivers' salaries, as underscored by Kyle Larson's remarks, and the contrast with the earnings of past racing icons, has far-reaching implications that resonate throughout various facets of the sport. The shift in financial matters is not just a matter of individual driver income, but it is also indicative of broader dynamics that could shape the future of NASCAR. One of the most immediate concerns is the impact on driver motivation and career choices. Reduced earning potential may lead to a reevaluation of career paths, not only for established drivers but also for those aspiring to break into the sport. This could potentially alter the talent pool, with new drivers weighing other racing series or different career options where the financial and stability prospects seem more favorable. Financial constraints can hamper a team's ability to attract and retain top talent, and might also lead to compromises in critical areas such as technology and research, directly influencing on-track performance. This dynamic could narrow the competitive field, potentially diminishing the overall quality and unpredictability of races and thereby affecting the sport's appeal to fans and sponsors alike. The shift in driver salaries could be symptomatic of broader financial challenges within NASCAR, including fluctuating sponsorship revenues, shifts in broadcasting rights deals, or a decline in fan engagement. Such challenges demand a strategic and holistic approach to ensure the sport's long-term financial health and sustainability.